From the busy streets of New York City and the luscious mountains in Denver, Colorado, this is the Winter Fanboys podcast, produced by First Base Studios. I'm Adam.
I'm Ben.
And now, let's Christmas.
Hello and welcome to the Winter Fanboys podcast, where we talk about the winter failure, the band that makes the most original Christmas music that no one's ever heard of. I'm Ben.
I'm Adam.
This is how we talk.
The whole episode.
Welcome back. We are talking about the second song on the album Artificial Christmas Trees. The song...
It's artificial... Hang on. I got to stop you. We said it wrong. First episode. It's Artificial Christmas Trees Turf.
Is it? Our Christmas Trees.
Look at the album art.
I'm looking at the album art right now.
Pull it up.
I'm looking at the album art.
I saw it says turf. It's in red.
It says TWF, the Winter Failure 12.
Oh, God, this is TWF. I need to get my...
You gotta get your eyes checked. Those glasses are just for show. Avast Antivirus is telling me that I'm being tracked. Someone is tracking me right now. They found us, Adam.
Well, that's why I had you look that up. I needed to stall you a little bit. I knew it didn't say turf. It doesn't say turf? Wow.
No, it doesn't say turf at all. We're talking about, we're doing UpX3 is the name of this song. Up, or X, or UpX3. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. I'm going to say up. And this song's a pretty cool one. This is a song with Brand doing the lead vocals. And that's what I know about it. That's not, yeah.
and a podcast.
The end. Thanks for listening.
The end.
I'm Ben. So Adam, talk to me a little bit about Up.
So, up, or up times 3, or up X3, or up. The I's are crossed out. Anyway, Up. It reminds me of, what was the song last year that Brand did? Santa Fraud?
He did Santa Fraud.
And what was the other one?
He also did the Boxing Day one. That was like, oh gosh, what's the name of it? The one that's like they're putting Christmas away, and then it comes back around, and he's like, "I'm gonna hold on to my."
Is that the song that I was like,
kindness.
"This is a"? Is that the one that I was like, "This is a bop"?
Yeah, I think you like the Cup of Kindness one.
Oh, Cup of Kindness one. Okay, yeah. Well,
I don't think it's not
regardless
called, but that's, yeah.
of any of that. I think Brand's songs are uplifting, right? Not to be literal here. I liked this song right from the get-go. I liked hearing Dave's vocals. I'm pretty sure that's Dave. Pretty sure that's him singing.
Dave is doing harmonies in the background.
Yeah.
And then Brand's singing the lead.
Yeah, sorry. Brand's singing the lead, but Dave is singing right from the get-go. You can hear Dave. Mm-hmm. And it took me about a week to figure out what the song was actually about. So, it reminds me of Christmas rapping. You know that song?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you just meant like rapping, like because like the way it kind of starts out is a little bit like, and I got that lyrical style of. Like,
well, I mean that is the Christmas rapping. The song is a play on a Christmas rapping.
Like wrapping a present, right? Like that's what you mean.
Well, it's wrapping a present, but also they're
wrapping up at Christmas.
It's a play on both.
Yeah, like with like paper and tape. Like a Christmas.
Yeah.
Like you.
And they're also rapping.
Yeah, right. Like with tape, or like sometimes people put things in those like bags, and they put they're lazy, like me mostly when I put the tissue paper in.
Yeah,
wrapping.
Yeah, only that wrapping.
Right. What other kind of rapping is there?
Yeah. The lyrical rapping, but yeah, no.
Yeah. You take a word and you wrap it up. Oh, this is a bad bit. I'm sorry, everyone.
We'll just keep going.
Yeah. So it feels like Christmas wrapping to you.
Yeah, I think it's because, we could just jump right into the music. I think it's because I think the drums are electric. I personally think, actually, I take that back. I think all the drums are electronic on the album, on the EP.
It might be.
Mainly because I just think that he has a drum kit. We've been through this. Like I think
it's a drum machine or something like that.
Yeah, he has a drum machine, or he's using a drum kit that is software that he can just use from. And by he, I mean Dave. So I
the royal he.
So I think that this song kind of comes across. I'm right from the get-go. I knew that it was going to be like one of those like. It's just a fun little song to sing to, and I think that that's why it took me so long to realize like what he was talking about. He's also telling a story, and yeah, we'll get to that. I want to hear your thoughts about the music, because mine was just that he's using electric. The drums sound so artificial.
So like, yeah, I'm having a harder time kind of like grabbing onto something specific like I could for like Christmas Ghouls, because like the music in that was so kind of funky. For this, it feels a lot more like there's just kind of this like head bob, it's a bop, like there's this kind of like head bob and like move to the whole piece. I'm just continuing to think of like ba 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 ba, and that really sticks with you. Like the ups that they do throughout really stick with you with the harmonies. And the other part of it is like I feel like Bran, when he's singing the song, is like smiling the whole time. Like how you can kind of like sometimes hear in someone's voice that they're like smiling,
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of how it feels with Bran in this one. Yeah. So that's kind of my impression with the music. I feel like I'm not able to kind of dig in as much for this one.
I did think we get into very much a Christmas song. I don't want to say trope. I really think it's a worship thing in worship music, when he's like, all together now, up, 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 up. And like everything stops and it's just the vocals.
Right. Yeah, kind of churchy.
Yeah. Which is cool. There's not really much to it that I think is like, oh, that's like, you shouldn't do that. Again, I didn't really think too much about the song until just like 2 hours ago. And
so I want to know what was the moment when you were like, wait a second, this song is about.
Well, so to me, it makes me think of, I think it's Santa Claus's first day. You can't have your first day and you can't be doing it 100 times and get stuck in. You can't be doing it thousands of times and get stuck in a chimney. You don't get stuck in a chimney after you've done it 1,000 times. You get stuck in a chimney the first time you get stuck in a chimney, right? Eventually you learn how to get not stuck in a chimney. Mm-hmm. And that's when I was like, oh, Santa is like very optimist. Woo! What are words?
He's very Optimus Prime. He's sort of a transformer in my mind.
That's what happens when he goes into the chimney. He transforms and then he's stuck.
Right. Into a truck.
I think that, like, I don't know how I didn't know that he wasn't stuck. Because I was like, he comes out and he's covered in soot. So I was like, how do I not realize that he's not stuck? But it wasn't until I was just, literally cleaning the kitchen and I was like, oh, he's stuck in the chimney, and then up, 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 Santa goes. And I was like, oh, why did it take me this long to realize that that's what's happening in this song? This whole song is about him getting stuck in the chimney. And him thinking that he can...
but nobody knows. Not even Adam. Adam didn't know.
I didn't even know.
No one knows.
You told me you were stuck, and I still didn't know. So, yeah, I mean, we're kind of making a segue right now to the lyrics, right? And I think that it's this is like one of those songs. I think every one of their albums have had this. It's like this story song, right? Dave did it last year with the reindeer with what was that?
Pokey.
Yeah. And so this reminds me again. This song reminds me of like a cartoon because it sounds like it reminds me of Christmas Vacation. At the end of Christmas Vacation, there's is it the end? No, I'm sorry. It's the beginning. No. It's the beginning or the end where the theme song. And Santa is like animated and he's like going through all this stuff. He's hopping on houses and stuff. And so that's what that reminds me of. It reminds me of very much of like this like family fun Santa who gets stuck, but Santa doesn't get stuck and he's like, oh no. He's not Eeyore. He's not like, woe is me. Santa's like, I'm going to get out of this chimney already. But
so
also,
when I was listening,
go ahead.
I was going to say, like, there was a moment, because I got that same kind of cartoon vibe for a bit, and there was this moment where I was, like, listening to the song in the car, and he's like, up, stuck, but nobody knows. And he is optimistic he's going to make it out. And then it's got this picture of, like, sort of a cartoon family with a broom, like, cleaning their chimney, and, like, Santa comes out, and he's just, like, bones. That's just, like, Santa's bones.
Santa died.
And his, like, hat, and that's Santa. They're like, oh, no! It kind of felt like a Simpsons gag or something like that. It's like, oh, what if Santa doesn't get unstuck? He does. He's okay. But,
he does, according to Bran. What I was going to say is another reason why I think this is Santa's first time is because he does that little. I also think this is a cool thing that they do vocally, which they do in another song, where they're messing around with effects for the song, for whatever's happening. And, the first verse is, it's funny. I don't remember exactly what it's talking about, but I get to the end of it when Santa's like, I'll give it a try. When he shouts, I'll give it a try.
He's like, 'twas the night before Christmas and Santa was ready, something.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give this a try. Yeah.
So I think it reminds, it's Santa's, it's his first time.
Yeah, it's just. I think you're right. I think it is. It's like a song about Santa's first night of being Santa.
Which, by the way, I saw just recently. We watched it. Actually, the day this came out, we watched it. It's on Netflix.
Robin Williams, the Santa Claus.
No, wait, what? Oh, he's not in Santa Claus.
Tim Allen. Tim Allen is Santa Claus.
Tim Allen. No, not that one. It's an animated one. It's an animated film.
Uh-huh.
And it's on Netflix. Oh,
is it called Klaus?
Klaus.
Oh, dude, Klaus is so good. It's like my favorite Christmas movie right now.
Well, that's when Santa, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it yet.
If you haven't seen Klaus, you should go watch Klaus, by the way. That's just...
Stop the podcast
don't do that.
and go
do
watch
yourself
Klaus.
a favor. Stop the podcast. Go watch Klaus. Come back.
And come back and pick up right at this moment. Welcome back.
Right at this moment.
That's what it reminded me of, too. Is like when Santa starts. Which is just again, that's an animated, it's a heartwarming animated movie.
It's great. It's so great. I do really like this song. And it feels like, the song, remember the song Wonder from FL? It's like, I'm going to be the next Santa Claus.
Yes. Oh, wait, maybe that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Okay, that was the original song I was thinking of. Yeah, was one.
Yeah.
FL, that's a throwback.
Dude,
that's not even a throwback for them. That's just a throwback for us.
I'm just going to say, I listened to FL like last weekend on the way to a Christmas party. And it's so good. It's still it's great. I also listened to their EP they put out last year, the Cozy Christmas, or I can't remember the name right now, actually. Christmas at the Ranch.
Christmas at the Ranch.
I don't know. Something like that.
FL was our first podcast, though. So just
FL was our first podcast. Anyway, so this makes me think of it's like the guy who's like, I'm going to be the next Santa Claus. for some reason, a part of me feels like this is like the next move that guy makes. You know, like he's like, I'm gonna be the next Santa Claus. I'm gonna make the world sing along, and then he's like, I'm gonna give this a try, and he gets stuck in the chimney.
Like, yeah.
And he's like, oh no, I'm stuck in the chimney, and I love like he's like stuck in the chimney. He's like trying to go up, and it's like up on that Christmas chase. So like, so funny. And he's like, what's the line? I've got it written down here. Like he, like up, like those up through those city tunnels. He still believed, and he's like gonna make it through for the let's see, the cookies, the kids, the Santa, like Santa promise, like the promises Santa's gonna keep up with like festive cheer. He'd make it through for the ones he held dear. And I like this as like Santa's doing a pretty awesome thing, right? He's going around, he's giving every kid in the world some presents. And like the first thing that happens, I imagine it's like the first house he goes into, right? He's like, I'm gonna do this awesome thing for all these kids. And the first house he goes into, he gets stuck in the chimney, and he's like stuck in there, and it's not going well. But he's like still pushing his way up through this like narrow space, the soot everywhere, and he's got this thing he wants to do. He wants to see this dream come true, and so he's willing to kind of keep pushing through the chimney to come out the other side, like the other side of the tunnel, kind of thing. And yeah, it just makes me think about like that period of time where you're like you've got a good idea of like a cool thing you want to see in the world, and you take steps towards making that happen, and then it gets really hard. And like, what are you going to do? Like, are you going to give up at that point, or are you going to like keep on pushing through? And he remembers like why he's doing it, and he keeps on pushing through, and he makes it through. And Bran has that line where he's so clearly smiling when he says it, where he's like, that was so cute. That just cracks me up. So yeah, it's a real uplifting song. It's a real like encouraging song. Like everybody. Yeah, I feel like Wonder and this are these songs, these are like almost like anthems where it's like, hey, like let's go, like let's make it awesome. And I love that. I love that about Bran's writing.
Yeah, that's I was going to ask you what you thought. What do you think the vibe of the song is? But I think that's kind of it, right? It's this uplifting. It's this anthem. It's a. Maybe that's why, it goes to this churchy type of feel, right?
For sure. I feel that.
Yeah. But I also just think that that's Bran's writing, though. Because now that we're pulling it from Wonder, I think that we could pull it from Christmas at the Ranch. We could see some of that in Bran's writing. That's kind of how he writes. I will say, Dave... I can't speak for Dave, but I know that Dave sometimes doesn't like that type of music. So it wouldn't surprise me.
I can't speak for Dave, but I'm going to speak for Dave.
I'm not going to speak for Dave, but Dave doesn't like that music, so I just spoke for him. But yeah, which I think is a good thing to have between the two of them, right?
It's part of what I love about the Winter Failure as a project is like. Like I think Dave and Bran do have like really different feelings about Christmas, and it pops up all the time in their songs, and it's cool to have them on the same project, right? Cool to have like kind of both the left and the right kind of moving in tandem and kind of pushing each other in different ways. Like we just had Christmas Ghouls, we went from Christmas Ghouls, and I will say this, like this is the most jarring transition on the album.
It is.
Christmas Ghouls into Up is like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's something we should clock that transitions though, because I think the next two have a really good transition. But clock them. So yeah, how would we leave this song? What do we leave it with? What do we?
Well, I think like it leaves me like it. I feel like the song is trying to be encouraging and hopeful. Like. So yeah, that's how it leaves me. It's fun. It's kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Like definitely playful. It feels like a fun song that like my niece and nephew would like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that you. I definitely like that you took it away from Santa, right, and just put ourselves in that position. Not necessarily a chimney, but starting something new that can be hard and challenging, right? And we're really optimistic about it, and we're really trying to focus on it. And then we hit that first speed bump, whether it be getting stuck in a chimney or, I don't know, fundraising or finding the right job or doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Whatever the speed bump may be, the song is about continuing through to that speed bump, right? Going over the speed bump, or going through the tunnel, right?
Yeah. It's like you got to pass through it. You got to squeeze your way through.
Yeah, squeeze your way through is a good way. This song is a squeeze your way through. I'm just squeezing my way through.
Squeeze your way through.
Hey, I'm just trying to squeeze my way through. Okay.
Listen, man. Right now, I'm just trying to squeeze my way through. But I know that Christmas is on the other side.
That sounds good. I think that's where we're going to leave this one.
All right.
I'm Adam.
I'm still Christmas Chase. That's not true. I'm Ben. Stay frosty, my friends.
Yep.